and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by to enjoy a Saturday of resetting my home and spending time with my daughter, going over recipes, and doing a little bit of an organizational project today in my daughter's room. She is outgrowing everything, so we need to stop by a thrift store today to get some new clothes for her. We really try to thrift in secondhand as much as we can, especially with my daughter because she outgrows things super fast. Today I wanted to make oatmeal for my daughter because she's not feeling well. She has a little bit of a stomach bug, and oatmeal always seems to do the trick because it's not too heavy, but it still gives her a lot of the fiber and, you know, the nutrients that I like her to have. I also add eggs to my oatmeal. Some people think this is a little weird, but it actually makes it creamier and gives it some extra protein. I wanted to make some avocado toast with the sourdough loaf I made from, I think it was yesterday or the day before. I don't know, I can't remember. We go through bread so fast, but I love doing avocado toast with egg, and I recently made some pickled onions throughout the week. These were so tasty. I'm trying to mimic a avocado toast I had maybe a couple years ago from this place downtown, and it is just so delicious. On the weekends, I love that I can spend one-on-one time with my daughter and going over puzzles and learning time and activities. I truly love and feel blessed for the time that I get to have with her one-on-one like this. I try to do different activities with her as much as I can, you know, different Montessori activities. However, she is very good at playing with herself, which I'm so proud of her for. But, you know, sometimes I just love to do things with her. I think right now she was playing with that activity while I was doing the laundry. I was a little backed up throughout the week, but I have found that doing small loads throughout the week is what helps me stay on track for the weekend. I am a coffee girl by heart, but today I just felt like having a warm cup of tea with my daughter while she was playing and enjoying the cozy winter day outside. I may do a more in-depth video with how to do sourdough, but I have been getting questions in my personal life, so I thought I would do a video for you guys about how I do sourdough. I prep my sourdough starter like everybody else, taking it out of the fridge, feeding it, and letting it sit. You'll see here in this video I have clips from 2 different days and 2 different times of doing sourdough, so I'll have to explain that as I go. I also made lip balm and tallow lotion / tallow balm for myself. This is something I switched over maybe 6 to 8 months ago. I had skin issues like you wouldn't believe. I was breaking out, I felt dry, I felt horrible in my skin, and I realized that it's coming down to the products I'm using. Even though this product I would use says that it's healthy, it was giving me rashes and acne and psoriasis even, eczema. I have really bad scalp issues, and it runs down in my face like little red patches, and you know, obviously that's personal, but to be 100% honest, when I switched and read about tallow and the benefits that it has, it completely changed my skin. So now I do this every so often. I'll make my tallow balm, and I recently switched my lip treatments over to just a simple tallow balm stick, which you'll see here. I believe this is the tallow balm. I made the tallow lipstick here previously, but both products really help my skin, and I highly recommend you maybe switching over or even using a tallow-based product because these are amazing and they've completely transformed my skin. One of the things I try to do as much as I can, especially on the weekends, is make my bed. This just helps me reset the day and really resets my mind, knowing that my bed is made, and it's so nice in the evening time when all we have to do is just unroll the covers and hop into bed for a nice, smooth, relaxing evening. During the weekends, I try to do at least one project if I can that needs to be accomplished. I usually don't have time during the week. Normally it's just working, getting home, and doing the basics. So today I wanted to go through all of my daughter's clothes and get the ones that were not fitting her anymore so I could donate them and, give them to somebody else in need. She had very few pants and shirts. It was also somewhat emotional going through these items, I have to say. My daughter was there. She realized she could play with the tripod and looked like a fun toy to her. But anyways, it was very emotional, but it was so worth it at the end because I made a list of what she needed, and it was really simplified in her room with what she actually had and what she actually used. Once your sourdough starter has risen, some people say to wait until it's doubled in size. I don't. I just wait until it rises at least above my mark line. So I am making a basic recipe of 1 cup of active starter, 1.5 cups of water, 3 cups of flour, and 1 tablespoon of salt. I would say if you're a beginner, it's important to follow rules and steps if you can, just so you can get the hang of things. I found where I can be a little bit more flexible with the recipe because I know what works for me in my kitchen with my ingredients in my oven. But I would say if you're a beginner, start from somewhere before you start, giving and taking on certain things. You'll get the hang of it, and then you can see where you can skip steps. Once your dough is all mixed together, it'll create somewhat of a shaggy dough. And after this, you are supposed to stretch and fold within 30-minute increments after the shaggy dough step. So what I mean is make a shaggy dough, let it sit for 30 minutes, come back, do a stretch and fold, let it sit for another 30 minutes, and do another stretch and fold. So I am going to tell you a secret. I do 1 stretch and fold. I don't do 3, and my bread comes out perfectly fine. I understand the importance of the stretch and folds because you're building the gluten and you're, building the loaf itself and kind of working and kneading that dough, and it is important. However, I tend to follow my own rules in that aspect at times. Once your loaf has sat for 8 to 12 hours after all of that, it's ready to bake. Thank you so much for stopping by on this lovely winter Saturday. I hope to see you next week.